I'm so excited to be bringing my Instagram live interviews over to this platform. I'm so excited and I cannot wait to get to know everyone on this platform as well. So hello. So I'm just waiting for Kim Smith and then I will add her in. So for any of you that don't know me, my name is Jes Tuffield and I am the UK World Sepsis Day Ambassador from here in the UK, and I have survived sepsis twice myself. So I'm just going to keep waiting for Kim. She does know bang on 12 o'clock. So please comment in the comment section anything that you want to know about me, if you've got any questions. And I will also do a get to know me once this has finished, so it won't be too long. Thank you all for joining. I'm so excited. Here she is. I'm just going to add her in, one moment. Okay, so I'm just adding her in. Once again, thank you to everyone that has joined. Hello, Kim.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
No, I'm so excited to be talking to you today. It's like Christmas. I'm so excited. So first of all, thank you for joining me. You know the work I do, and to be able to finally meet you virtually is just incredible. How are you feeling today? You okay?
I'm fine. Yeah,
Perfect. So again, everyone, so this is Instagram live interviews. I've brought it over from my personal page onto the World Sepsis Day platform for all of you to enjoy, and I'm joined by Kim Smith. And so Kim, can you please introduce yourself, say hello to everybody, and then we'll get into explaining your story.
okay. Yeah, I'm Kim. I'm now a quadruple amputee because of sepsis. I live in Milton Keynes and I'm a volunteer for the Sepsis Trust to raise awareness of sepsis.
And you do amazing work, don't you? You do
Yeah,
so much.
I'm passionate about trying to raise awareness for sepsis, to save anyone losing their limbs like me or worse, dying. So yeah, I'm absolutely passionate about it.
Tell us, like, how did this all come about? Because I know that you was on holiday, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was in Spain at the time, and I thought I might have a urine infection, and then started getting pain in the left side of my back, and I thought, well, it's gone up to my kidneys. So I went to the local hospital thinking they'll do more tests. How wrong can I be? They just x-rayed my back because I told them I've got pain here and pointed. They x-rayed my back and said nothing's broken and sent me away. So no painkillers, no nothing. Went away. The next day I felt really ill. So went to the doctors. Couldn't see the doctor in the morning, had to go back again in the afternoon. Apparently, I don't remember this. I don't remember any of this now. We went back in the afternoon. We were given a prescription for some antibiotics. Went to the chemist to get them, and apparently they didn't have any in stock. Said come back the next day. By 4 o'clock in the morning of the next day, I realised that, you know, I was seriously ill and needed to get back to hospital again. So I woke my husband and he took me straight to hospital. I was almost immediately put into an induced coma. I spent 6 weeks in Spain in an induced coma before my holiday insurance then flew me back to the UK. I spent 3 weeks in a coma in Milton Keynes Hospital before being woken to be told that my limbs had died and I needed to have them amputated. And I just went, yeah, that's fine. I've seen they're black, just get them off. Because I couldn't move. I couldn't even lift my arms up off the bed a fraction. And literally, as soon as I've had the operation to remove the limbs, I could move my arms. Not a lot at first. It took the muscles were very, very weak. It took a while to get the muscles to build up again to be able to lift them, but I did it. Yeah, so it's been a long time getting back to full recovery.
And so how many years has it taken you to sort of get to where you are now?
It's 2.5 years.
2.5.
Yeah, it'll be 3 on the 29th of November.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, like your story is one that inspires me because of your courageousness and how you just have this sort of glow where you're just like, you know, life is what it is and you just get on with it.
Yeah,
And
got to enjoy.
You do, and I think everyone should have that sort of way of looking at life itself. So in regards to support then, so obviously once you got back to the UK and everything happened, on your discharge, did you have a lot of support from anyone or any organisations? Who was there for you?
My family have been amazing. My husband and my daughters and my mum, they've all been absolutely amazing, and I couldn't have done half of what I've done if it wasn't for my family. I don't really, I mean, Roehampton in London was the rehabilitation where I was sent from. I went to Bedford Hospital for my amputations, and then Bedford sent me on to Roehampton to Queen Mary's Hospital. And they were amazing. I mean, they taught me so much. I couldn't even sit up. And that seems to be kind of unbelievable now, that somebody can't sit up. But after being in a coma for 9 weeks, my muscles had all gone, and I had to learn how to sit up again. And it was just incredible how weak I was. And when I'd first sit up, I'd be very dizzy and I'd wobble around quite a lot. And now it's not a problem at all. Yeah, it's good now.
I've seen some of the things that obviously you post on social media, and it amazes me. It really does. And so in regards to the Sepsis Trust, you've mentioned them. Do you do a lot for them? What do you do for them?
Yeah, obviously everything's on hold at the moment because of COVID. But yeah, I normally hold a meeting now. We were doing it every 3 months. I was hoping that we could gradually get to do it a bit more often. So it's a support group for people that have had sepsis. And I also go and volunteer with the Sepsis Trust, but at my local hospital. With the lead sepsis nurse at the Milton Keynes Hospital, and I go and do talks all over Milton Keynes, and I've been to Coventry and other places as well, just raising awareness, just helping people understand what sepsis is, telling them my story so that hopefully if they did start to feel a little bit unwell, they'd think, hang on, somebody else mentioned that they had this, I better get it checked. Just, I think doctors would rather check and go, no, it's not, than you not go and it be too late. So it's a matter of knowing the symptoms and just going and asking that question, could it be sepsis?
And would you say that time is a key factor here?
Most definitely.
With sepsis?
Yeah, most definitely. Sepsis can take over your body so rapidly. I think with me, I'd started to get a little bit unwell, but I would say 24 hours and it was that quick. And I was so close to death. When they put me into the induced coma, they came back out to my husband and gave him my clothes and my jewellery and said, she could die. She's got 2 hours. So, it is, I am so lucky to be alive. So lucky to be alive. So if it hadn't have been for, sorry.
No, you're all right. It's fine. I've got a French bulldog that wants to come in the room as well, so it's fine. He's a nightmare.
Oh, Yeah, so if it hadn't have been for Spain sort of putting me into the induced coma and then kind of sorting me out,
Yeah.
when they did, if I hadn't have woken, I probably never would have woken. I'd have probably been dead. So
that's a really scary thought as well, isn't it? When you look back, you're fine, honestly. My partner just messaged me saying, "Can I have some deodorant?" So I'm taking it on a little tour. 1 second, 1 moment. Let me just give him his deodorant. 1 second, 1 moment. There you go, baby. So it was like with time, mine was so quick. Obviously, mine was through a chest infection, and I was on my own. When I was admitted into hospital, I first of all had to beg for a doctor's appointment because I was so poorly, and there was no doctor's appointments available.
Oh, wow.
And when you're at that point where you know that your body isn't, everyone knows when
you
their
just
body
know, don't you? Yeah,
you do. And I got to the point where on the phone to the doctor's surgery, I said, I need to be seen. You need to see me. I'm not okay. No doctor's appointments. And at that stage, obviously, I'd lost my eyesight a little bit. I couldn't see properly. My eyes were very blurry. But I had to take the decision to get myself to the doctors. And then I was blue lighted straight into hospital on my own. Being told you've got sepsis, but not knowing what sepsis was. So for me, it was the shock of, okay, so I've just been told I've got something, I'm severely ill, but I don't know what it is. Did you know what sepsis was before?
I'd never heard of it. I'd never heard of it. Okay. I had no idea what the symptoms were. And even when I woke up from the coma and my daughter said, "You've had sepsis," I didn't know what it was.
No.
I had no idea. And it was only after I woke up and started sort of looking a little bit into what sepsis was and the symptoms and everything that I kind of realised exactly how lucky I was to be alive because of how rapid it can take your body and everything else.
So would you say, in regards to awareness now, let's talk about just here in the UK for a moment. Would you say that there is a lot more awareness? Do you think that a lot more people know about it and the signs and the symptoms, with obviously you going out doing the talks and stuff? Do you think people are learning from you, or do they already know about sepsis now?
I think they're learning from me because most of them tell me they've not heard of sepsis. They hadn't heard of it. They didn't know what it was. So I'm glad that people are learning, that they are finding out what the symptoms are, and hopefully if they or a loved one feels unwell, they will then go and get help. They will go to hospital or the doctor.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how many people still don't know about it.
It's shocking. And I'm pretty sure you've seen all of the images that have been submitted for the hashtag around the world in 13 days. The amount of children this year. There is so many children. And I had a little cry to my mum the other evening because obviously I receive the images every day. And the fact that there's so many children, and do you know what gets me is I can't understand how this is still happening.
No, I think really the government need to do something, or someone needs to do something. Put it on adverts on the TV, like they did with the fast if you have a stroke, like they did with meningitis with the jar on the rash, that kind of thing. Something needs to be done to warn people a little bit more about what sepsis is and the symptoms, so that more lives are saved, because so many people are dying from sepsis still. Yes. And they shouldn't be. They shouldn't.
No. And it gets frustrating, doesn't it?
Yeah. It really does.
It does.
Yeah.
And obviously that's why these interviews work. And I'm just reading a few of the comments actually. So one of them, Carol, her family was told that she only had a few hours left.
Wow.
We've got one deteriorated in less than 24 hours. Well done, you're an inspiration.
No.
So you've got some nice comments here, which is lovely. And so one of the questions I did have for you is, what are your thoughts on post-sepsis syndrome?
I've suffered with most of the symptoms of post-sepsis syndrome. I had depression. I've suffered from flashbacks. I've suffered from anxiety, panicking that it will come back again if I get any kind of infection. Sleep deprivation. Oh gosh, so many. I can't think of them all, but so many. And I've had a lot of the side effects. Things are slightly improving now. So 2.5 years down the line, my daughter's shaking her head saying no, but they have slightly improved. Some of them. My memory is really, really bad since having sepsis as well. I think that could be partly because of not just the sepsis, the being in the coma. I think that is quite known if you've been in a coma as well, that you can have memory problems and concentration. My concentration's not very good either anymore. So no. I keep saying it's old age as well.
Do you know what though? Hearing you say that is so obviously I wasn't in a coma or anything. I was very fortunate in that sense, and I did come away very, very lucky, shall I say, considering my mum almost lost me. But memory loss is my issue. I'm constantly forgetting things, and I've actually very recently, because I put things down and I forget where I've put them, and I was never like that before. And my biggest one, and it really did get to me, was I'd been using my phone and woke up one morning, went to go on it, and I'd forgotten my passcode. And I got so worked up because even to this day I can't remember what that passcode was. And I'm punching it in, and it was gone. And I had to reset my whole phone, and it had everything on there. It had all my work that I do. And it really upset me because it's, how can you forget something that you use every day? And again, like putting things down and not remembering where they are. I do it a lot with my phone. So I've actually purchased an Apple Watch.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
It's great for me because not having my hands
now,
I can talk into it.
And it's just, I think, knowing that you've got, because I forgot what my PIN was, and I always forget where my phone is and stuff. For me, it's sort of just a reminder that no, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Concentration as well, but my other biggest one was nightmares. I suffered with really horrific nightmares of losing my teeth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and there was quite, like one of them was, I was in my dream, I'd gone to my mum's, and I was talking to my mum, and my teeth just started to fall out. And I remember waking up from these dreams and just checking that my teeth were still there.
Oh gosh.
And
awful.
Yeah, and it was just things like that. And I've spoken to someone else that has also had nightmares very similar. So have you suffered with nightmares at all?
Yeah, I've had nightmares of seeing my hands and legs black, and I did have a lot of nightmares about one of the nurses that didn't give me a lot of dignity in hospital. It wasn't just dignity. The hospital had decided, I didn't ask for it, the hospital had decided I needed nurses to care for me whenever I needed rolling or changing or anything. It had to be 3-1.
Right.
But this particular nurse took it upon herself that she would do it on her own. And she used to sling me about. You don't need 3. There's no need for that. And she'd really... So I did make a complaint. It turned out she was the sister of the ward.
No.
Yeah. When I made the complaint, apparently she was on the sick. So she'd probably been on the sick ever since she got told off about it. But when I made a complaint, they then decided that they would take it a little bit further, but they can't because she was on the sick. She's probably going to be retiring soon anyway, from what I was told. So she probably will never get... I'd like her to be struck off for what she did, because there is no way a sister should be treating any patient like that. It was so bad, and I had no end of nightmares about it. It was horrible.
And was it something, did the UK Sepsis Trust help you through your post-sepsis syndrome? The support system that they've got, I find, is
support is amazing. Yeah,
they are incredible.
Support is really, really good. Yeah, and the meetings I find help. We didn't have any in Milton Keynes, and that's why I worked with the trust to set them up. And they were amazing. They were really helping people. And it's a shame now that they've all had to come to a stop because of COVID. But hopefully we can get them up and going again eventually.
I really hope so, because I think people need them.
Yeah.
People do need them. And, you know, to sort of round this up, because I could talk to you for hours, how have you found the whole coronavirus situation?
I think because I'm in a wheelchair now and I don't have my limbs, I don't tend to go out an awful lot anyway. So when it was complete lockdown, it was no different really for me, except I couldn't go out and kind of walk the dog. But in the end, my husband kept saying, well, there's no one out there. There's no one out. It's really quiet. There's no one about. And if you do see anyone, they go to the side. So it's safe. So I then started to go and walk the dog round the block. At least I was getting out a little bit. So I quite enjoyed that. So COVID really hasn't bothered me very much. No, it's been okay.
Oh, good. And so what would your one message, it can be as long as you like or as short as you like, what would be your one message to those watching and to those that are going to watch this when they see it on YouTube and on your Instagram and on my Instagram that aren't aware of sepsis and don't know the dangers? What's your one message to them people?
My symptoms were cold hands and feet, severe breathlessness. Oh God, see, my memory's gone again now. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, slurred speech. I had a temperature, but I was really cold. I had a blanket round me and I was shivering. And I didn't pee for 24 hours either.
Right.
If you have any of those symptoms at all, you might only have one of them. Go to the doctors, tell them that, you know, you're not feeling very well, and just say, could it be sepsis? That is the key. If you can't get in at the doctors, go to A&E. It is something that needs urgent medical treatment, and I can't get that through to people enough. You really do need to be seen urgently, and do not hang around. Just get to the hospital and ask, could it be sepsis?
Amen. You summed it up very nicely. And my one message to you all is, first of all, thank you. But in all seriousness, it is a serious issue.
Yes, it is.
Time, I mention time in most of my interviews, whether BBC, Sky. I always say time is of the essence. You may be a young teenager and you may think, I've just got a cold, I've just got the flu. But the minute that you start to feel not right, or something different from what you've ever felt before, or the one thing, if you genuinely feel like you're going to die, The UK
Yeah.
Sepsis Trust also say that as well.
Yeah.
So don't leave it like I did. I was
Or
young,
me.
and Kim, mine was a chest infection, and I ended up severely ill because I left it and I didn't get it treated in time. So please, if you take anything away from today's interview, the signs and the symptoms that Kim has just stated, and also time, please don't leave anything. And just, thank you for watching, or if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're watching on my personal Instagram or Kim's, thank you, because without you watching and interacting with us, we can't get this information out.
No, that's right.
And that's the whole purpose of these interviews, is because we need to make the most of social media, and while people are on their phones all the time. So this just, for me, was the best thing to come up with. And I'm so thankful that you've taken part. It really does mean the world. So I'm just going to read back on a couple of these messages. So we've got, well done, ladies. You've been great, which is good feedback for the first one on this platform. Thank you so much for speaking out. And thanks again, Jes, for making all these interviews and raising more awareness. Oh, bless you. And then we've got loads of other people. So awareness in South Africa is nil. I live in South Africa. I lost both legs, arms, my nose and my lips.
Wow.
I've had 66 operations so far, 20 to go. My thoughts are with you.
Wow.
I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry about that. My auntie was discharged from hospital after being treated for an infected wound. My daughter took her back to hospital. After 2 days home and well, she was breathlessness, had a temperature, abdominal pains, and sadly, she had passed away 4 days later.
Oh my goodness.
And this is the reason these interviews work. So yeah, my thoughts are with everyone that sepsis has affected, is affecting, and I'm so thankful for you watching and to just taking part, because them comments mean that we are making an impact, we're having an impact, and that's what we need. So yeah, I'm speechless. Thank you, Kim, for taking part.
No problem. You're very welcome. Thank you.
And obviously you've got a book as well, so I'm going to post the link on my personal Instagram for you.
Thank you.
All right, and you'll have your own little page on my website, which is also on my Instagram, so I'll send that across to you as well.
Lovely. Thanks very much. Yeah, thank you.
You're an inspiration, and I love you already.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Too. Yeah.
Thank you. And I will speak to you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you later, Angel. Bye.
Bye.